What's up, fellow classers? It's Pauline here, and we're not quite at the end of this clan war, but yeah, it's pretty much over. I mean, anytime your opponent has more attacks than it does stars, as you can see here, it's pretty much over. We're 3 away from a perfect war, which we may or may not get. We did come close. It was 97%. And yeah, I mean, we still have a couple more Town Hall 9s, 8.5s that can hit this, but we don't have any Town Hall 10s or high Town Hall 9s. And this base does have 2 Inferno towers, so it's doable. We'll see. I'll post it if we do get that 3-star there. A lot of their bases were completely rushed, bad base designs. At least they did fill their clan castles up, but a lot of them filled it up with just pointless units. Especially, you'll see a lot of them filled up with hogs, which hogs are fantastic at offense and cleanup. But defense, they're probably one of the worst clan castles to put in there. There's a couple worse, but they're up there at the top. So anyway, we'll go ahead and we'll focus on the Town Hall 8 attacks against whatever Town Hall they're going against, because these can be rushed 9s, 10s, whatever. So let's go ahead and start with number 12. And we'll let Invisible Kid kick this one off with Drag Rider. I mean, this is a Town Hall 10, albeit super rushed. He does get the lure there, just really simply with against that Tesla with a Barbarian, drops the poison in there. This does have 7 Archer towers, which is a lot. I mean, for a Town Hall 8 to hit, it's not simple. And it does have 2 Expos, but fortunately the Expos are pointed to where? The ground. So don't point your Expos to the ground. I mean, and it's just crazy. So it makes it that much easier for the Dragons. If those Expos were pointed in the air, it might have been a different story. I don't know. They would have definitely been firing on these Dragons already right now. But so he's going to go ahead and send his funnel in from the top, start sending his hogs in from the bottom, and he needs to take care of those air defenses. He brings 3 heals with him, so he's going to let those hogs get all the way into those different defenses and take care of that. They already take down 2 air defenses. There's 2 more left. He'll go ahead and heal the hogs that are making their way across. Not quite sure why he didn't send them in at each location and made the hogs go around all the way, but he's definitely clearing all the defenses away from the Dragons. I just don't like to take that chance for spring traps, anything that can go weird. I like to take those air defenses out, and as soon as the air defenses go out, it is game over for the base, because they cannot defend against Dragons, even with 7 Archer towers, pretty low ones at that. So anyway, the hogs are making their way across the base, has that last heal left that he's used, taking out the cannon, the Archer tower, and this is what I was talking about. I mean, he does get it, but you know, it's just, again, it's just risky to have those hogs go all the way around the base in a circle to get that last AD. If that last AD did not go down, probably would have been over for the Dragons. They would have had too many storage units, even though the ADs were low level. When they're constantly firing at a Dragon, yeah, it's tough for the Dragon to get through. So he crushes this base. Good job. Way to use that Drag Rider and bring those heals. Good 3-star attack, man. The next one, we're going to see our newly found Town Hall 9, or 8.5, whatever you want to call it, Car Cruise. He's going to go ahead. I just wanted to show this one because, can you raid with a level 1 Archer Queen? Most of the time you see at least level 5 or above. Grabs a very simple lure, as most of these bases are, just right on the outside. Makes things so much simpler, and doesn't use a poison. Brings 4, I guess he doesn't even have that option. So and maybe his spell factory his Dark Elixir spell factory is probably upgrading. It just turned it, so that's probably why he doesn't have the poison. So he has to go old school. Starts sending the hogs in there. It goes and does a king swap, and see when that queen gets thrown in there. I don't think she's even been dispersed yet, but 4 heals around the base is quite a bit for these hogs in such a compact base, even though it is a Town Hall / 10, if you want to say that, quote unquote. And I don't know, am I missing? Yeah, there goes the queen. Okay, so queen's brought in to snipe the Town Hall, and that's her job, and she does it well with that wizard. And the rest of this cleanup, hog, I guess just 1 hog is doing the work in there. Queen's catching up and knocking down some storages with the hogs. And yeah, good attack, man. Welcome to Town Hall 9. Going to number 14. We're going to watch Sen, I think, with a 6-star war, 3-star attack. He's going to bring a GoHO with Shattered, which means 2 golems, and GoHO with hogs on the back end. But he uses a 3-pronged attack here. So you'll see how he does this. He'll go ahead and get the lure really simply. I think I would have just dropped the poison down there, but he likes to get them all the way up in that corner, and then he goes and drops the poison. And then he will go ahead and drop a golem in the top right-hand corner, and he's basically going to systematically take out each one of these corners, or at least the right corners first, the top right corner and the bottom right corner, and get in there and take out all the defenses and all the buildings. Uses wall breakers to get in. Wall breaker fail. They do not get all the way in, so they're going to keep pounding on that wall there. And then finally gets in, sends the king behind them, and the wizards are backing up the king and golem. As they're starting to go down, he'll send the second golem in with wizards for back up to that golem. And again, starts sending a wall breaker in there to get that golem in there, but there is no mortar firing at that time. Sends a P.E.K.K.A. instead of the king, take out this compartment. And then once they start to get their way in and all those expos are firing at both sides of the kill squad, he will go ahead and release the hogs and let them go ahead with minimum amount of defenses hitting them as they're hitting all the other kill squads in the top right and bottom right corners. Does bring his heals with him, has 1 more heal. He's used 2 of them in each one of those compartments. And they got to make it all the way into that core with the quad Teslas, albeit very low, and the expos. Tons and tons of DPS there in that core. Even though they are low level, they still will chew through hogs and whatever wizards and anything else with all of that DPS going. So he does get that heal in there. They're standing in heals as they take out that defense. And now it is time for cleanup. So I don't know if you, some of these bases, I mean, I have never seen before. Some of them I've seen quite often. I don't know. It's always a mixed bag when you run into rushed Town Hall 9s and 10s. They don't usually build a good Town Hall 9 or 10 base. So let's jump down to number 19, and we're going to go ahead and see our first Town Hall 8. So we're going to see Excalibur jump up from 21 to hit 19. Fairly common style base for a Town Hall 8. It's not, it's not a horrible design. It does have a few double giant bomb and giant bomb spots, but it's not going to matter to him because he's going to bring a Dragloon. So he'll go ahead and start. He'll use the Zap Quake or Zake to take out that top right-hand air defense. And I think it's actually Dragloon Rider, or Dragloo Rider, or Drag Rider Loon, whatever you want to call it. So he'll send the loons in from the top to take out that air defense up there and rage them up so they make it all the way in there, which they will right now. And then he's got some hogs in the clan castle that he's going to go ahead and drop to take out that last one. And they have to make it out. Now you're going to see some hog-on-hog action here. You don't get to see that very often, but there you go. The hog's battling it out, and of course the bad enemy hog is going to win because the other ones just completely ignore him and let them beat on him, let him beat on them while he does that. So go ahead and drop the rest of the loons in there. The dragons are all coming around in a circle. No more spells left, but the king has been dropped in there to go ahead and destroy some cleanup buildings as well. I think he has, 4 or 5 dragons up still, and some loons floating around. Got to take care of that wizard tower. After that wizard tower is taken care of, they're not going to even make it to that Tesla in time, so they really have nothing else to hit them. And the bottom Tesla, didn't see that one, so that one will take out those balloons. But the king will go ahead and take out that Tesla. No more problems. Balloons, dragons, kings, all living in harmony with barbarians. And finally, they make it up to that last army camp. So nice attack, man. Way to get those 3 stars. And now we'll go ahead and make it down to number 20, which, the featured attack right here from me. So if you didn't get enough of the Dragloon, Drag Rider, you're going to get some more of it. Super compact base. Could have done a mass hog on this with no problem. I chose to come in at each of the air defense locations, bring 3 heals and I think 17 hogs maybe, and 8 dragons. So I'm going to go ahead and drop them in, start to basically just sweep straight across the base. I'll drop some of the hogs there to take care of that AD, standing in heals, and then as all the defenses are hitting those hogs, I can safely drop the other hogs in to take out that 3rd air defense. And all I have to do, I have 4 more, is to worry about that far top left air defense that's still standing over here. And those hogs will go ahead and make it through a lot more of the base, take out some of those cannons and archer towers, and drop the king there to kind of tank for the hogs that were in the clan castle. Drop a heal, so make sure those hogs will get through. Drop a poison for the hogs for the king. He'll rage up and he'll wipe them all out, and then he'll start moving on to the rest of the base. I'm not even sure if I've lost any dragons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so I guess I've lost 2 dragons. Wasn't really paying attention to that because this base is pretty much toasted. So we'll go ahead and keep going through. The only thing that can hurt them right now is the Wiz Tower and Archer Tower. Wiz Tower just tickling them. King will go ahead and get knocked out there. The dragons will circle back around and take out that Wizard Tower and go ahead and call it a ceasefire. Okay, so I had 6 out of my 7 dragons. That's what I brought, 7, not 8. So, good 6-star war for me, 3-star attack for that base. Then we're going to go to 21, and we haven't seen a mass hog yet, so we might as well show one of those. This is another Town Hall 8, so those are rare in this clan. There's not a rush to anything, so that's cool. So he grabs the lure up here with, again, just trash units that can be easily poisoned. Go ahead and take care of those, and then we'll start the raid here. He'll use a 2-finger drop to go ahead and start from that bottom right. Use 2 heals. Those hogs will both trigger the giant bombs, but will be standing in heals, so they will live, get all the way back up to full. And he'll go ahead and drop the rest of his hogs in from the top left to meet up with those other hogs, and he'll hit that giant bomb again, just waiting in the heals, so they've got nothing to really worry about. And yeah, they're going to go ahead and take out the rest of this base very, very simply. 1,000,000 hogs left over, and they just got to take out that Archer Tower, knock out the king, and then work their way through the rest of the base. So good, I think he got a 6-star war again, good 3-star attack for Freakin'. And let's go ahead down to number 24, which is definitely a cleanup. And this is our new guy, Berkeley, coming and hitting this with another mass hog. So the reason why I know this is a cleanup is because I watched this deployment right here about how he gets the lure and sends his hog there, boom, trigger 1 giant bomb, and the Tesla, another one, boom, go ahead and trigger this Tesla and giant bomb, and still hasn't triggered the lure, so might as well send that last hog in there, and he will go ahead and trigger the giant bomb and Tesla. So you know what happens. It was perfect. No more giant bombs are left in this entire base. It's a compact base. It's crushed already. No matter what happens, 3 heals left. Use 3 hogs to trigger 3 giant bombs and the to trigger the Teslas. So I should have been fast forwarding it. So we'll go ahead and drop the king in to start tanking for the hogs. I mean, 3-finger drop, it really doesn't even matter at this point. I mean, there's nothing that can really take these hogs. As long as he drops a heal on the majority of them, they're going to make it through the entire base. So he drops 1 heal there. We'll drop another 2nd heal up here in the top right. And yeah, that's it. No more hogs to deploy. So he's got 1 more heal left. There he goes and drops it. Wizard Tower was the only thing that was going to really cause some splash damage there that would take out a large group of them. And they'll go ahead and take out that last Tesla, knock out the king. And I mean, I don't even know how many hogs he has. It's just too many to count. So crush that base. Good job on taking care of that those 3 giant bombs in the beginning. Way to do that. And welcome to the clan. Let's go to number 26. Against Fiddler, and SGK will bring a GoVaLo, because we haven't seen a GoVaLo yet. Very weird base, like I don't know why he put it all the way down on the bottom corner, but again, we see the hogs in the clan castle, just don't understand it. So he's going to go ahead and pull the hogs down here, and use the poison, which will completely destroy them. Did bring a quad quake to get inside that core, so he'll drop his shattered entry, the 2 golems in there, start with funneling from the whiz behind them, and you know, get that funnel nice and clean so that the Valkyries and King can make it in there. Use his wall breakers to get in that compartment. He'll quad quake up here so that they can make it all the way into the core. There we go. And the golems will reroute and start making it into the core. Or 1 golem will do it. And then he drops the Valkyries in there and heals them up, because there really isn't any giant bombs in this core. So don't even know if he needed to heal those Valkyries up. There's really nothing to hit them too hard. So he's got to worry about the other giant bombs throughout the other side. Well, he would have if he had hogs, but he doesn't. He brings the loons. So, yep, so no big deal. He's deployed the loons. All the air defenses have gone down. They're going ahead and taking out each of these defenses systematically. So we'll go ahead and fast forward this. And basically the only thing up is Teslas that can hurt them. And now it's just time for cleanup. So yeah, great raid. Great deployment, great execution, like tons of Valkyries left over. Everything worked great, tons of loons, just completely demolished that base. Way to go, SGK, nice attack, man. All right, so number 28. Let's see if this is attack on number 1. No, it's not, so we'll go ahead and skip that. Number 28, let's see. All right, me again. So this time we are going to do another mass hog, because this is a semi-common internet base that I see, you know, quite often. I'm going to go ahead and send a giant this time in for the lore. I was hoping that he would make his way in there. This is a first attack to see if he could trip that giant bomb, but he is a little too squishy and gets taken out. I'll go ahead and pull these hogs down here. I just want to bunch them up. They get bunched up really good. Poison, drop. Fast forward, hogs go down, and a fiery, poisony, whatever, death. So, yeah, so I brought all my wizards and everything for no reason. I didn't even check what they were bringing. I'll do a 2-finger drop, and then I'll just go ahead and start systematically sending hogs in from the other sides to meet up with the other hogs. I'll go ahead and use a heal here. Have still 2 more heals left. I'll let the other hogs kind of die there, as I want these hogs to get in there and make their way up to meet up with the other ones in the core. Still have those 2 heals left over. I drop 1 there where the giant bomb looked like it would be. And still have 1 more heal. There's 2 more places where that giant bomb could be, but one that makes a lot of sense, which is right next to that wizard tower, so I will drop it there. And they will trigger that giant bomb. Have tons and tons of skellies banging on me, so that's the one thing that I use my poison for the hogs, and if I knew that it would have been, I would have chosen to do things a little differently, but you know, what are you going to do? So I would have definitely brought more hogs and taken care of that. But they'll go ahead and turn on the skellies. There'll only be, I think, 3 more hogs left. The king on king action. Good king knocks out bad king, and now it's time for slow cleanup because we only have 3 hogs left. So they'll go ahead and take out that. You know, all the rest of the buildings, but again, 6-star war for me, tons of wizards, and it was a fun attack there. All right, just a few more to go. Let's do number 29. We haven't seen a HoLo yet, so let's watch tweets. Go ahead and do a HoLo. I always like HoLos. So I think he uses, I'm not sure if he does a reverse HoLo or not. So he's going to go ahead and use a poison against this clan castle, and then he will go ahead and take out this air defense with just a few hogs and a giant. Giant is completely unnecessary, just I guess for moral support, but that's okay because hogs sometimes need moral support. They'll go ahead and start taking out the base systematically and part by part, and they need to make it into that core so the loons can be followed up. So this will be just a regular HoLo. And as soon as that last AD goes down, he's already sent his loons in from the right-hand side, and he'll go ahead and heal these hogs up into the left, and then he can go ahead and get rid of the rest of his loons and send them in as soon as he gets rid of these hogs and drops the rest of his hogs down there. So there's 1 more hog left and 2 more loons left to deploy. He's going to go ahead and hold these loons just to take out that last archer tower, king on king up top. Who wins? It will be the good king barely. So he's got his hogs and his loons for cleanup. Everybody's going around the base, and we'll go ahead and fast forward it as this base is completely done, and there's no hope for it. So good attack tweets, man. Way to get that 3 stars, and way to crush that base. 2 more that we want to take a look at. I mean, again, I've seen this base. I only take it and show it because I've seen it. I guess SGK is here getting his 6th star for the war. The plus base, I've seen variations of this many times. We'll show you how to go ahead and crush this base with more hogs than you started with. It's like bunny rabbits, they multiply on this base. I guess that's the additive property, or the plus. So he's going to go ahead and poison this, and we'll go ahead and take care of that. And then he has he goes and uses, I don't know if it's a 2-finger, but it's a two-prong attack drop from the top right, top left. And we'll go ahead and drop 2 heals that will basically miss most of the hogs. So they'll get a couple of them in there on the left-hand side. The right one he heals most of them. He does have one more, which he drops here. There's really nothing else. This thing is over before it even started. And again, they're taking out the last cannon and archer tower, and there's just a million. I don't even really have to fast forward this. I will, but I mean, look how many hogs there are. There's just so many hogs. It's just crazy. So just demolished that base. Way to go. Nice attack. And then just showing real quick at 31, because I thought it was interesting. I've gone against this base many times. I think this is the hard way to do it, so I might as well show you the hard way. I always Dragloon it or drag rider it from the top right or top left, depending on where the sweeper is. I would have come in from the top right, getting those ADs real quick. But Roy, you got to have a challenge, right? So he goes and takes care of this king, and king on king, the good king will triumph against it. And then starts funneling his dragons in here. Hogs are going to do absolutely nothing to the dragons, but it will drop the poison in there. And yeah, he's sending his hogs in from the bottom. Long way to get to those ADs. He does bring a rage with him, so that's going to help a little bit. But right now he'll send his test hog in there, see if there's a giant bomb, which is good. And then he'll start sending the rest of the hogs in here. He does have 2 hogs. I don't know why he didn't send more of them in at that time, but now that's what's going to happen, is they're going to make their way to the cannon and so forth. So they'll go ahead and take care of these 2 air defenses, and make their way down there through the heel, trigger that giant bomb finally. Second heel right there to take out that 2nd AD, and then they will walk through and take out all these archer towers, and then finally these air defenses, that last air defense and the archer tower. And then the dragons have nothing left to worry about. That sweeper is completely taken out. It does have some loons just for safety measure, but the loons are not necessary. They're just going to completely trail the hogs and kind of follow them from an aerial view. The troll Teslas in the corner, or at least one of them. I didn't see where the other ones were. If there were, I guess there are. But that's not going to do anything for this base. So yeah, this base is completely crushed. Great attack. I've never seen it done from the opposite way like that. I like to have my dragons just get into those air defenses as soon as possible, and not have to go from the long way. But there you go. It's another optional way to do it. So great war for WHF Rising. Still bringing good attacks, even though the bases might not warrant as much strategy or anything like that. Still not giving up. Still going for those perfect wars. So hopefully, if you guys have seen these type of bases in your wars, you can take these attacks, go out and go ahead and get your 3 stars in a 6-star war.